King Charles III, once known to us as Prince Charles, has always been more than just a figurehead. His profound passion for the environment, spirituality, and human rights is something that resonates deeply, not only because of his status but because of the genuine commitment he has demonstrated. Isn't it remarkable how a royal figure, seemingly distant from the struggles of the common world, chooses to use his voice for the well-being of the earth and its people? One of the most touching connections he has fostered is with the 14th Dalai Lama, Tenzin Gyatso. This bond is far more than a diplomatic handshake. It's a reflection of shared values, a call to compassion, and a reminder of our responsibility to both humanity and our planet. Think about it for a moment. What is it that unites these two iconic figures, one born into royalty, the other into a spiritual legacy? It's their shared vision of a world where compassion isn't just an ideal, but a living, breathing practice. Their meetings, stretching back decades, were not mere photo opportunities. They were moments where two voices echoed the need for mindfulness, for taking care of this beautiful, fragile earth, and for never forgetting the dignity inherent in every human being. Inspired by King Charles and the Dalai Lama? Hit subscribe channel and stay updated with more stories that uplift humanity and the planet. Background of the relationship and meetings. Their relationship began in the late 1980s, a time when environmental issues were just beginning to gain traction in the public eye, and human rights were emerging as a powerful global discourse. Both Prince Charles and the Dalai Lama took it upon themselves to amplify these conversations. One of their most notable gatherings was in 1996 at an event that focused on global spirituality and the environment, an event that was less about politics and more about a heartfelt concern for our shared home. Imagine these two discussing not just policy, but the very soul of the earth. Imagine the Dalai Lama, with his gentle smile, reminding us all of the sacred duty to care for our world. And Prince Charles, nodding, envisioning a future where humanity learns to live in harmony with nature once again. Their bond deepened over time, and it was nurtured not just through public forums but through quieter, more intimate conversations at Clarence House. These exchanges went beyond formalities, delving into questions of the spirit, the ethical dimensions of conservation, and the kind of world we want to leave behind. Prince Charles found in the Dalai Lama not only a spiritual leader but a friend who embodied what it means to live with compassion, even in the face of adversity. Isn't that the kind of leadership we all long for? Over the years, their meetings have been characterized by warmth, mutual respect, and a shared determination to use their influence for the greater good. In a world that often values power over principles, their relationship is a reminder that true leadership is about caring for others, for the environment, and for the values that bind us as human beings. Prince Charles and the Dalai Lama have never shied away from speaking out on issues that matter, even when their views were not universally accepted. They have shown that standing for truth, empathy, and compassion is the only way forward if we are to address the pressing challenges of our time. One cannot help but be moved by the image of these two figures, each in their own way representing different traditions, cultures, and forms of influence, coming together to champion a common cause. Their relationship has transcended the usual boundaries of diplomacy and politics, touching something far deeper. It is a friendship built on the recognition of our shared humanity, and the belief that we must all do our part to protect the planet and uplift the vulnerable. Shared commitment to environmental protection. Both King Charles III and the Dalai Lama have been relentless champions for our planet. Charles, often criticized in the early days for his unconventional views on sustainability, stood firm. He spoke of organic farming, biodiversity, and the dangers of ignoring our impact on nature, even when it was unpopular. And isn't that the true mark of a leader, to speak truth even when it's inconvenient? The Dalai Lama, too, has been a beacon of wisdom in urging us to see the interconnectedness of all life. He has always said that harming the environment is, in essence, harming ourselves. Imagine if we all took a moment to truly understand this interconnectedness, how different would our actions be? The Dalai Lama's teachings remind us that environmental stewardship is not merely a responsibility, it is an act of love for future generations. Together, These two leaders have urged us to look beyond short-term gains and consider the moral implications of our actions. Isn't it time we listened? Prince Charles has always been ahead of his time in his environmental advocacy. From promoting organic farming to urging industries to adopt sustainable practices, he has consistently pushed for a paradigm shift in how we view our relationship with the natural world. He has often spoken about the need to respect the delicate balance of ecosystems, and to move away from the relentless pursuit of profit at the expense of the planet. Despite facing criticism and skepticism, he remained steadfast, knowing that his message was too important to be silenced. The Dalai Lama, on the other hand, has approached environmental issues from a spiritual perspective. His teachings emphasize the deep interconnection between human well-being and the health of the earth. He has often spoken about the need to cultivate a sense of universal responsibility, an awareness that our actions, however small, have an impact on the world around us. The Dalai Lama has warned against the dangers of unchecked economic growth, deforestation, and the overexploitation of natural resources. His voice is a reminder that we must tread lightly on this earth, and that our duty to protect the environment is not just for ourselves, but for all living beings. In their shared commitment to environmental protection, King Charles III and the Dalai Lama have inspired countless individuals and organizations to take action. They have highlighted the moral and ethical dimensions of climate change, urging people to think about the kind of world we want to leave for future generations. Their advocacy is not just about policy changes or technological solutions, it is about a fundamental shift in how we see our place in the natural world. It is about recognizing that we are not separate from nature, but a part of it, and that our survival is intrinsically linked to the health of the planet, a spiritual connection beyond politics. Their friendship goes far beyond political agendas. It touches on something profoundly human, our shared spiritual journey. Prince Charles has always been curious about different paths to the divine, exploring everything from Islam to Buddhism, and understanding the importance of inner values. His belief in balance, the connection between humanity and nature, and the pursuit of a holistic approach to life is deeply aligned with Buddhist philosophy. The Dalai Lama's teachings on compassion and mindfulness resonate with Charles, inspiring him to integrate these values into his public life. It's heartening to see a figure like King Charles, traditionally bound by royal protocol, openly discuss themes of kindness and empathy, qualities that are often seen as soft but are, in reality, the foundation of true leadership. The Dalai Lama's influence is evident in the way Charles speaks about ethical responsibility and the importance of inner peace as a prerequisite for a peaceful world. Could there be a more timely message for our fractured world today? Prince Charles's spiritual journey has been marked by a genuine openness to learning from different traditions. He has often spoken of the importance of finding common ground between faiths, and of the need for greater understanding and respect among people of different religions. This openness has allowed him to connect deeply with the Dalai Lama, whose message of compassion transcends religious boundaries. Their conversations have often centered on the need for inner transformation, on the idea that true change must begin within each of us if we are to create a more just and harmonious world. The Dalai Lama, in turn, has found in Prince Charles a kindred spirit, someone who understands the importance of nurturing the inner life, and who recognizes that spirituality is not just about rituals or doctrines, but about how we live our lives and how we treat others. The Dalai Lama has often spoken about the importance of secular ethics, values like compassion, kindness, and integrity that are universal and can guide us regardless of our religious beliefs. Prince Charles has embraced these values, incorporating them into his work and his vision for the future. One of the most powerful aspects of their relationship is the way they have both used their platforms to promote a message of unity and hope. In a world that is increasingly divided along political, religious, and ideological lines, their friendship is a reminder that what unites us is far greater than what divides us. They have shown that it is possible to bridge differences, to find common purpose, and to work together for the greater good. Their bond is a testament to the idea that true leadership is not about imposing one's will on others, but about inspiring others to be their best selves. influence on human rights discourse, their voices have also been powerful in the arena of human rights. The Dalai Lama, who has seen his homeland suffer, continues to preach nonviolence and forgiveness, even toward those who have wronged him. This unwavering commitment to compassion has inspired Prince Charles, who has, in his own way, advocated for the marginalized and the oppressed. In a world often fueled by division, their joint message of unity and ethical leadership stands out as a beacon of hope. The Dalai Lama's struggle for the rights of the Tibetan people is well known. Despite the challenges he has faced, he has never wavered in his commitment to nonviolence and dialogue. His message is one of hope, resilience, and the belief that even in the face of great suffering, it is possible to maintain one's humanity. Prince Charles has often spoken of his admiration for the Dalai Lama's courage and his ability to forgive. He has drawn inspiration from the Dalai Lama's example, and has used his own platform to speak out on issues of social justice and human dignity. Prince Charles has been vocal about the importance of addressing inequalities and ensuring that everyone has access to basic rights like education, healthcare, and a clean environment. He has often highlighted the plight of marginalized communities, both in the UK and around the world, and has called for greater compassion and understanding. His work with various charities and organizations reflects his commitment to creating a more just society, one where everyone has the opportunity to thrive. In their meetings, the Dalai Lama and Prince Charles have often discussed the challenges faced by marginalized communities and the need for a collective effort to address these issues. They have both emphasized the importance of ethical leadership that is guided by a sense of responsibility to others, and that seeks to uplift rather than oppress. Their message is a powerful reminder that true leadership is not about power or prestige, but about service to others. Imagine what our world could look like if more leaders embodied these principles. Imagine if empathy, rather than power, was the driving force behind our decisions. Charles and the Dalai Lama remind us that leadership is not about domination, it is about serving others, about lifting up those who are suffering, and about being a steward for both people and planet. Impact on global audiences and legacy. The friendship between King Charles III and the Dalai Lama has left a lasting mark on global audiences. It has not only amplified the discourse on environmental responsibility but has also reminded us that human rights, compassion, and care for our planet are all deeply interconnected. Their relationship has shown that true influence lies not in political power or wealth, but in the ability to touch hearts and inspire change. For Prince Charles, this connection has helped him transcend the traditional role of royalty. Despite the criticism he faced, his alignment with the Dalai Lama demonstrated his willingness to take a stand on issues that truly matter, even when they were politically sensitive. For the Dalai Lama, the friendship with Charles brought an influential ally to the cause of Tibet, underscoring the importance of speaking out for justice, even in the face of diplomatic complexities. Their joint advocacy has had a profound impact on how people around the world view issues like climate change and human rights. By coming together, they have shown that these are not isolated issues, but are deeply connected to our values as human beings. Their collaboration has inspired countless individuals to take action, to think about the kind of world they want to live in, and to recognize that we all have a role to play in creating a better future. In the United Kingdom, Prince Charles's association with the Dalai Lama has helped shape public perception of him as a forward-thinking and spiritually inclined royal. Despite criticism at times, particularly for speaking on politically sensitive topics, his friendship with the Dalai Lama demonstrated his willingness to transcend conventional royal duties in favor of addressing pressing global challenges. This connection added depth to his public image and highlighted his genuine commitment to making a positive difference in the world. For the Dalai Lama, his relationship with King Charles III has helped garner support for Tibet's struggle from a member of one of the world's most high-profile royal families. While the British government has to navigate diplomatic ties with China, Prince Charles's personal support for the Dalai Lama has been seen as a powerful statement of solidarity. It signifies the importance of standing up for human rights, regardless of political sensitivities, and emphasizes the universal values of compassion and justice, a legacy of compassion and hope, as we look to the future, the legacy of King Charles III and the Dalai Lama's friendship will undoubtedly continue to inspire. Their shared values, compassion, environmental stewardship, respect for human rights, are more important now than ever before. In a world facing unprecedented challenges, from climate change to social inequality, their message is a call to action for all of us. The lessons they have taught us are simple, yet profound. They remind us that we are all connected, that our actions matter, and that we each have a role to play in making the world a better place. They have shown us that leadership is not about titles or power, but about the courage to care for others, to speak up for what is right, and to act with integrity. Their friendship is a beacon of hope, a reminder that even in the face of great challenges, it is possible to work together for the common good. It is a testament to the power of compassion, to the importance of standing up for those who cannot stand up for themselves, and to the belief that a better world is possible if we are willing to work for it. Conclusion: at its core, the relationship between King Charles III and the Dalai Lama is about the power of shared values. It is about seeing beyond the roles we are born into and using our influence to nurture compassion, protect the earth, and uplift others. Their friendship is a testament to the idea that real leadership isn't about power, it's about the courage to care, to speak up for what's right, and to inspire others to do the same, as King Charles steps into his role as monarch. One can only hope that these values continue to guide him. We need leaders who recognize that our well-being is intertwined with that of the planet and each other. Imagine a world where compassion, empathy, and respect for nature were at the heart of every decision made by those in power. It is not just a dream, it is the vision that King Charles III and the Dalai Lama have been striving for, and one that we must all work towards if we are to leave a better world for those who come after us. The world needs more leaders like King Charles III and the Dalai Lama, leaders who understand that true power lies not in domination, but in the ability to inspire and uplift. Their friendship is a shining example of what is possible when we come together with a shared purpose. When we are willing to look beyond our differences and work for the greater good. It is a reminder that, no matter who we are or where we come from, we all have the power to make a difference. As we face the challenges of the 21st century, let us take inspiration from the bond between King Charles III and the Dalai Lama. Let us remember that compassion is not a weakness, but a strength. Let us remember that our actions, no matter how small, can have a ripple effect that reaches far beyond what we can see. And let us remember that, together, we have the power to create a world that is more just, more compassionate, and more sustainable, a world that future generations can be proud of.